What's up, guys? I don't think I've done one of these little videos in a while, but decided to do a Q&A video, so why don't we just start and get on with it rather than just sit and listen to me chat shit for about half an hour, which is what I usually do in these videos. So now, let's start. I'm going to go from the top to the bottom in the questions. If I see some questions that I think are unnecessary to answer, I won't obviously answer them, but for the most part, it looks like there's some decent questions here, so I should be alright. Where do you see competitive Call of Duty going in the next couple of years? Honestly, I can just see it continuing to grow. Obviously, compared to games like League of Legends, it's not grown as fast as that, but I think that's a bit different. It's a bit of a different case. That was the sort of game that was built for competitive. That was the game. Whereas Call of Duty, the growth in competitive is slow, but at the same time, it is been a massive growth compared to, if you look back to the days of like Call of Duty 4 like 6 years ago to where we are now. It's absolutely crazy how much we've grown. You get streamers like myself and Tommy, even though we don't even get that many viewers compared to the likes of the big shots in America, we still get more than like the LANs got back in those days, which is, it's crazy how much it has grown as such. And if you even look at our Twitter followers, stuff like that, the amount of people that follow you, the people that turn up to events and just to support us as players is crazy, and I can only see it continue to grow and get bigger and bigger. I think if the next Call of Duty title really does have a lot of competitive features involved, and if things like league play are really sort of tied together with the likes of public matches, I think you'll see more people playing the likes of league play, and then thus sort of moving into the competitive space, getting more involved in that, and that's what I'd like to see. And I hope that Sledgehammer realise that esports is the future with the video games, and they introduce a lot of esports features in the game. Best EGL 12 moment from, apart from the 3-piece when you was last up on Octane Dome. I don't really have any massive sort of EGL 12 moments that really stick out in my mind. A bit of a weird event for myself. Didn't play too great. Well, I mean, I did the job that was needed up until the winners bracket final. In the winners bracket final and the grand final, I actually felt like I played really well. Apart from that, I sort of had a bit of an average event. On domination in particular, anyway. So yeah, no real standout moments. I can't really think of any. What gaming equipment should you take to events? I think the sort of standard things is obviously your controller, preferably a SCUF controller. I think that's sort of standard universally across the world now. Mainly, a lot of competitive players do have SCUF controllers with paddles on the back, but not everyone has them. I mean, if you look at my team, I'm the only player in my team that uses paddles. Gunchi and PE both play with claw, and Moose plays not with claw, but he plays default with no paddles. So like I said, I'm the only one in my team that uses paddles, and we are still a top team. You don't need paddles, but SCUF controllers do offer you the sort of no slow turn guarantees. You can also get things like grip, trigger stops, all those little things, which do make SCUF a good controller. So I would say SCUF controllers, a headset, and a mix amp, just so you can all communicate between each other as a team. Obviously, you can bring other things like gamer, like the likes of gamer grip, and I mean, there's loads of things you can bring. Honestly, I can't think of anything off the top of my head that would stick out that people wouldn't really already be thinking of. How many championships have you won? LAN championships I've won 2. I-51 and the EU regionals, both which are in this game, surprisingly. Honestly, I feel that this game is not my best Call of Duty title. I feel like Black Ops 2, my team that was on Black Ops 2, actually no, it wasn't better, but at the same time, I was better at that game, in my opinion. Best thing about being a pro? I'm not sure. I suppose receiving countless support from loads of people is obviously the best thing. What do you think about T Amazing team. Obviously, they've just literally stepped into the competitive space in the last 9 months. Whereas most of the people they're competing against have been here for like 5-6 years. They've been doing an incredible job, outplacing a lot of teams filled with players that really have been here for years and years and years. And honestly, they've came on leaps and bounds since first getting involved. And honestly, I can just continue to see them growing and growing as players with that experience that they gain throughout competing over the years. What was your first LAN? My first LAN was ECL3, came top 32. The team was called Sharks, a team with 3 players, who you probably aren't familiar of, Buffalo, Oatsy and Jordan, all of which do not play anymore, but it was basically another 3 Scottish players, so we're a full Scottish team, which is pretty interesting. What's your favourite sandwich? Simple, ham sandwich. Actually, tuna and sweet corn is quite good, and a BLT. There are actually so many options I actually could not say, but ham probably, ham sandwich. 3 things events like EGL, I-Series need to do to get to the standard of G50. Obviously, G50 and EGL and I-Series, it's hard to compare because G50 have a much higher budget. They have a dedicated team that's their full-time jobs to produce that event, and EGL is a bit smaller scale as well as I-Series. But like I said, with investment and the more and more people that support these events, I think the more investment there's going to be from the likes of EGL and Multiplay to get involved with the competitive Call of Duty scene and put on more of a show like the likes of G50. It would be nice to see that in the future, but who knows. Whereabouts are you from Scotland? I'm from Glasgow. I'm from Glasgow as well. Ever considered saying anything other than "oh my goodness"? I didn't realise that I said "oh my goodness" a lot, so I'm not sure. Should I go to LAN if I'm not confident in my team, if it will get me noticed? It's really hard finding good players to start. It's hard to say. I would say if you're not confident in your team, it may be a bad idea to go because you might not get the placement that you want and you might not get the sort of exposure that you desire. It's hard to say because I feel like going to my first event, just going to my first event was great for me to get myself out there and talk to people and build friendships with these people who later on became teammates and stuff like that. I might have at that time been a little random to them and just a nice person to talk to, but then that sort of grew and grew. They started playing Call of Duty with me, and then that sort of, like I said, grew and grew, became a top player. So I don't know, it's hard to say. I'd say going to an event is good, but it could also be bad. It's hard to say how it'll work out for you. Your inspiration to start comp? Honestly, I have no idea. I was just playing with my mates like 6 years ago and it just sort of happened. Rate Moose's warriorness out of 10. I'm going to have to go with 5. What is your favourite NA player? I'm going to have to go with Merc. Just a really genuine nice guy, an amazing player, and someone that I've really respected throughout my years and years of competing. He's just been one of those players that I've always wanted to, not be, but looked up on. And he's, like I said, really nice, genuine guy who I luckily got to spend time with at the Envy House, and like I said, really nice guy. So I'd say him. How long have you been representing TCM for? But I think it's coming up to a year now. Year anniversary. Woo! Party! Woo! Yeah, it's been about a year now, which is quite a lot for Call of Duty players. Most people chop and change all the time. I've been a part of TCM for about a year now. I love being a part of this team, the organisation, and just continue to help TCM grow in Call of Duty. And yeah, I love being part of TCM. It's great. The managers are amazing. Literally best organisation I've ever been a part of. It's great that they got me involved. What would be your dream team including NA players? So obviously not including my own team because that just makes things boring. I would say it's really hard. I'm going to say without my own team and without complexity players because it's really hard not to just go, yeah, I would be in complexity replacing Karma or something like that. It's really hard to not just put yourself in that position because ideally you'd obviously be in that team because they're the best team. So I'm going to take Evil Geniuses, take Evil Geniuses out of the equation, take my own team out of the equation, and I'm going to say Nameless, Scumpy, and an objective-based player, blah, 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 blah. Who? Parasite? I don't know. That's what I'm going to say. I have no idea. That's what I'm saying now. If the next COD is terrible and had no supportive LAN features and Halo 2 Anniversary was good, would you convert to the dark side? I cannot see it not having LAN features. There's no way. There's absolutely no way that Sledgehammer are going to make that mistake. They've already made threads on Reddit saying they're going to support the Call of Duty scene. If anything, LAN features are going to be the bare minimum that they're going to include in that, and I think they're going to have so many features in this game. They're going to support the the esports scene, sorry. And honestly, I don't think that's going to happen. But you mentioned Halo 2 Anniversary. I'm definitely going to probably purchase that game. Halo 2 was an amazing game for myself. Loads of good memories, playing with mates. System Link, those were the days back in the day. So I'm definitely going to purchase that and give it a shot. Will I be competing on it? Probably not. I'd imagine Call of Duty is going to continue to grow, whereas I can't see Halo making a resurgence, if I'm brutally honest. Oh shit, just made the camera shake. Opinion on Mad Cat. Honestly, the best player in Europe. Hands down, individually best player in Europe. Me and him didn't get on in game. That's mainly the problem. He has a bit of an attitude problem, where it sort of fucks his teams over sometimes. It really sort of tends to deflate players in the team, and all he means is good. I have no doubts in my mind that if he says something, he's only trying to improve the team. He only wants the team to be better. He wants to win so much. He wants to win so bad. I completely understand that. But sometimes it comes across and it deflates players, which is his main problem. That he sort of comes across as a bit of a douche. Although I do understand that his motives are good. He wants to be the best. He wants his team to be the best. That's the way he comes across, and it can put down players like myself. Why don't EU pros move to the States to compete? I can only see that happening in the next couple of years. I can definitely see that happening. Personally, I'd love to do it. The time isn't right for me right this moment, and I've not really been given the opportunity to do so. But honestly, if I was given that opportunity and that was possible, I would certainly jump at that opportunity. Just because it would just be easier to make a living and sort of make this a career in the States. It just would be. Living in Glasgow, there's not that many opportunities in gaming, whereas somewhere like London or somewhere in America, I think the possibilities are endless in that regard. So I'd definitely say, myself personally, right now I don't want to move, but in the next couple of years I really want to sort of move somewhere where it's going to be more positive to make this a career, because that's what I really want to do. I really want to pursue this, make this into a career, whatever that may be. I have no idea at the minute, but that's ideally what I want to be doing. How many fights have you seen in town? Not that many. Who do you hate the most in the Call of Duty circuit? No one really. I'm one of these guys. I'm not really spiteful. If someone does something bad to me, I may immediately be taken aback or think that guy's a dick. But honestly, I don't hold grudges. I think it's pointless. I don't really hate anyone. I get on with the majority of people. Your dream American team with you in it. I touched on that before, but I'm gonna say EG with myself replacing TP Karma. I don't know who I would replace in that team, man. Fucking hell, that's the hardest part of the question. If you laid in bed with the girl of your dreams and a gay guy, who would you turn your back on? Well, first of all, this is going to be really soppy. Oh no, I don't even want to answer that question, man. I'm moving on. What got you into competitive COD, and what was or is your favourite Call of Duty game? My favourite Call of Duty game, surprisingly, Call of Duty World at War. Probably had some of the best times on that game. I think that was like sort of a Marmite title for a lot of people. A lot of people loved it and a lot of people hated it. I was one of the people that really enjoyed the game and really thought it was a great title. And I really enjoyed competing on it. I played against some of the best players in the world on that game. It was fun. It was fun times. Your road to pro, how did you become a pro? Just slowly moved up, man. I didn't really jump to it. It was just a slow process. I moved up the chain, slowly placed higher and higher and higher, and now I'm near the very top, if not the top. Are you fruity? Yes. Yeah, very fruity. Do you think you will do well at Anaheim? Yeah, I'm really confident with this team. I think the only problem, I didn't really touch on this, but the only problem we had with PE was because the last year in our team, we've not really had a new player. Gunchi came in with myself, Flux, and Moose. When we originally picked up Moose, he had been playing with us for time. He'd been our online fifth as such on Black Ops 2. So when we got him in, it wasn't anything new. And then when we got Gunchi into the team in place of Rich, it was a new game, so we're all learning the game together. So it wasn't like an issue where we had to we had chemistry issues or anything, because we're all just learning the game at that one time. And then obviously we picked up Mad Cat in the favour of Flux. And Mad Cat's an AR player. And Mad Cat's ARs sort of play a lot different to the sort of SMGs. ARs can just post up, they play their own little game covering the SMGs, whereas the SMGs have a lot more chemistry and such. Whereas with PE, he's our first sort of SMG that we've had to bring in, that we've had to develop chemistry with, like little strategies, little bouncing off each other, things like that. Those sorts of things will come in time, but immediately it's not here immediately. It is there in brief points, but it's just something that comes with practice and time together, and that chemistry will build and will be the best. That's just what needs to happen. PE is an incredible talent, and with the experience of ourselves, and I think the experience he'll gain playing at the top, I think he's going to be one of the best players in the world. So, going back to answer your question, yes, I think we'll do well at MLG Anaheim. I'm not going to make any predictions, but I think we'll do well. Favourite cereal? Will you ever go on R Comp COD? I actually was on R Comp COD earlier today, so that answers that part. Favourite cereal? I'm not sure what it's called, but like this cereal that I've been eating recently, it's like strawberries and almonds, and I'm not really sure what it's called. I have no idea, but yeah, something like that. Who's your favourite opponent? Who's your favourite American team? Favourite American team is Envy. Favourite opponent? Epsilon. Gotta go Epsilon. It's always good to play against Epsilon. Xbox One or 360? Tough one. Xbox One controller. And the Xbox One console is obviously better. Like, the game just runs smoother and stuff like that for Call of Duty. But then again, the invite system isn't as good, so the 360 is better in that regard. The controller's debatable, honestly. I think you just need to get used to whichever one you're using. Any tips on accuracy? Could you do a video? I'd just shoot your gun, mate. Don't play on high sensitivity. Lower down to like 3 or 4. I play on 4, but depending on what you want to do, use 3 or 4. And yeah, there's no real tips on accuracy. Shooting isn't the main thing, Call of Duty. I would say it's more positioning. So work on your positioning. Obviously, your shot will come, but I think positioning is the most important part of Call of Duty. Best player you've teamed with? I'm not going to pick any of my current team again because that's boring. I'm going to have to go individually with Madcat. The best teammate I've ever had, Flux. Just really love teaming with him. An amazing guy, amazing player. Honestly, one of the best people I've met from playing this game. So yeah, Flux. And then I've got to go along with people like Monksy, Rich, Momo, Kyle. There's so many, mate. Riddles, Ryder. There's so many fun people that I've had a laugh team with. I've probably forgot people. Tunny. Mate, I can't. Honestly, there's so many good people that I've teamed with. Favourite COD and gun. Favourite COD and before Call of Duty World at War. Gun. On this game, the Vector. And that seems to be the end of the questions, guys. Let me refresh my timeline. See if anyone else has asked anything. If not, no. No, it doesn't look like there's any more questions, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. I know it's been a long one, but I hope you've enjoyed the Q&A. I tried to answer every single question that I possibly could. Obviously, this is, like I said, been a long one. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want to, like, subscribe. If you want me to do these in future, I'm happy to do so. I'll see you all there. Peace out.